Hey folks. So I had a really interesting day today. I did my run through of my event with Kyle and another one of his team members, Mary, this morning. We didn't actually finish. We only had, all told, we only ended up having like 45 minutes, and we got about, I would say, a little more than halfway through what I was planning to do. And it was really interesting. It was really interesting. I would say overall it went really well. I felt really good. The reflection and the feedback that I got from Mary and Kyle was really positive and really good. But there were several things Kyle also pointed out where it was kind of like he talked about it like basically what he said a variety of things, but one of the things that he said that kind of stuck with me was like just being connected to the audience and remembering that they don't know a lot of this information, and so you're kind of like curating experience as you're at the same time just kind of like demonstrating it. But what really hit home for me, there was a moment kind of in the middle of the show where I was doing a song that's kind of a comedy song that I wrote on a writing retreat with a collaborator several years ago. And as I was doing it, I kind of felt like it's basically the game is like it's kind of like on families and family members causing each other humiliation. And what I found was I was taken out of the moment by delivering the song. Like I was taken out of the reality of what I was feeling, and there was a kind of like performativeness that came in. And I felt it even before Kyle or Mary said anything about it, but it was just really interesting to notice that shift, because there were moments today when I really felt like I'm truly connecting with a kind of new way of performing. Like I keep talking about a new way of performing that's actually, I almost don't want to call it performing, but because the idea of a performance kind of has these connotations for me, and I think there are patterns there, and I noticed them today. I noticed some of those patterns, especially in this the moment that I'm talking about. I noticed these patterns coming back, and it was like it's basically this thing where I go on guard against the audience, and it's bizarre because it's of course the opposite of what you would ever want, because it disconnects you from the audience and it kind of takes everything you're doing and almost makes it foreign. And but I was really grateful. I had sort of thought that this trial run was going to be, I was like, I don't know how we're going to do this and get a real sense of what it is, because it's going to be so in the moment with all these people on the call and a chat going and all that. But I was really glad we did it, because I got a very good reflection, and I was really able to see some of this stuff, just some of these patterns that are my patterns. It's really amazing, especially in the context of doing all this work and doing all this spiritual kind of inquiry and reading and listening, and to just see that stuff come up and then kind of like ride that horse for a minute and be like, whoa, what is this? And then kind of have a chance to kind of reflect on it with Kyle and with his teammate. It was really good. It was really, really good. I mean, I would say it was, it was kind of like going on stage at theater school and like doing a piece and then getting a reflection that's like, yeah, you're not quite doing what you thought you were going to do. And it's like, it's not pleasant to receive the reflection that you're not connected or whatever, but at the same time, it's so I'm so grateful for it, because it's really taking me to another level. And and I noticed, like, even then throughout the day afterwards, I would have little moments where it's like I would kind of get irritable with myself, or I would drop something and get angry, and like just not get angry, but have a little wave of anger go through me. And I was like, oh, because I've been, I've got letting go now, this idea of experiencing our emotions. I've got that kind of front and center in my awareness now, and it was really like, oh, that's what's going on. There's a kind of like I've unearthed a side of myself, a part of myself that's irritable and critical and kind of like hedges towards snapping, at me, basically, like at my inner child, at myself. And I really felt like I had kind of unearthed that this morning. Like this morning I did this run, and then it was like coming out of that was really sort of like, oh, okay, now there's this new stuff online. And Kyle and Mary were so sweet. Like we're gonna finish up the run tomorrow. We may do another one. Who knows how many times we're gonna do this? But I was just so grateful to have had the experience to be able to see some of that and then to be reckoning with it. So the journey continues. I will keep you all posted on how it's going leading up to the event. But that's where I am today. Is just in this how kind of like how important it is and how kind of amazing it is that when these patterns come up, it's like it's like guarding against the thing we want most. It's like I'm cutting myself off. I've been thinking recently about, I think I mentioned in my post yesterday about this experience I had on the piano where I kind of froze up in the middle of a song, and that actually being a subconscious intention to connect with the audience. And so it's not really a surprise, I suppose, that this pattern would emerge shortly afterwards. That lets me see how I'm cutting off that connection. But just remarkable stuff, and I'd say it's holding it gently is the main challenge. Holding it gently and just being so present with myself that I can see when the anger comes up or when the judgment comes up or whatever it is, that I can see it and kind of catch it and say, oh, what is that? Just identify it and hold it rather than either kind of acting it out or suppressing it, pushing it down, which are the kind of habitual ways of dealing with that type of emotion. But anyway, it's getting dark, so I feel like I should end this post. But thank you all so much for listening and being in my life. I'll keep you posted. This is an exciting couple days because the event happens on Saturday, and I'm leaning in and I'm feeling all this stuff that's ready to leave. It's ready to go, but it's rearing its head on the way out. So love you all. Thank you for being in my life. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.